Next one, we are moving to your previous year question papers. So this previous year question papers are available in the IGNOU downloads, your student zone or something like that. So just open your IGNOU website, or you can give it directly like this: webservices.ignou.ac.in/pre-questions. So when you are using this, you can see different types of schools over there. I think if you already visited the previous year question papers, you are familiar with that. And when we are selecting this BCA MCA option from there, BCA MCA option, there we can see MCS, then the course code number is there, and in MCSL 2008 questions, this much of questions are available in MCSL. That is in, this is, I think this is the even number and this is the odd number or something like that. So June 2010, December 2010, the previous year question paper for MCSL is available only in December 2018. I think so. You just go through, and from this December 2018, we will get, how many questions are there? This much of questions. This much. 1, 2, 3, 4 set of questions are there. MCSL 016, S1, S2, S3 and S4. You can download it from here, December 2018, S1, then S2, S3 and S4. Okay. So we will discuss it one by one. First, I want to open the questions. I already downloaded it. MCSL 01 S1. So this is the question. Number of printed pages to MCSL 016/S1. So Master of Computer Applications, revised MCA, term and examination December 2018, Internet Concepts and Web Design. So there are 2 compulsory questions of 40 marks and the remaining 10 marks are for Viva. So this is the second page and this is the question part. First one, design a feedback form that rates a particular website. So design a feedback form that rates a particular website. I think this is a mark for that. So the information that we want to display over there is information available on the website, starting with a bulleted mark, end with a colon that we can put. Then very good. Then put a radio button. Good, another radio button. Satisfactory, another radio button in the same line. Then after that, put the next bulleted mark. Then overall experience using this website, colon. Then that's also same text, very good. Then good, radio button. Satisfactory, another radio button. The next line, comments. Then some spaces are there. Then a text box is there. So it's a text area. You can, for comments we can use multiple lines. The next one, your name, that may be a text box. Then your address, that may be a text box or text area. Then email. Then for collecting that email, you should put a text box. Then 2 buttons over here. One is reset button and the other is upload button. These are the design part that we want to do. Design part. Then the question, first one, reset button remove all the data entered in the text areas or text boxes and the radio button. What all data that we have entered should be cleared when we click this reset button. Then second question, use JavaScript to validate the fields. So these are the fields. Information available on the website is the first field. Overall experience, that is the second field. Comments, your name, your address, email. So by using a JavaScript to validate the fields, how we can validate? The validation code for the address field should check whether email format is applied in the input field or not. So in this address part, address area means this part, the address area comments we are collecting, name, address, then email. These are the things that we are collecting. While collecting this email and before uploading the information, you have to check the email format is applied in the input field or not. If it is applied, otherwise it displays an alert message. So you have to first thing use JavaScript to validate the fields. Validate the field means it is not the user should enter data in all the fields. That means all the fields should be mandatory. The user should enter data in all the fields. That is the first condition. And the second condition, while entering the email address, the email format should be applied. That means what is the email format? In email format, there should be an @ symbol. That should not be the first one. Before this @ symbol, there should have one letter. Then after this email address, there should have one or more letters, and there should have a dot. Then after this dot, for example, co.in or .com, google.com. After this dot, there should have a minimum of 2 letters. So these are the validation rule for our email address. This is the first question. It carries 30 marks. And the second question, this is the second question, write a JavaScript or VB script. This is the code. Write a JavaScript or VB script code to create a pull down menu box. This is the first question. Again we are loading another question. S2. So this is the first part. There are 2 compulsory questions, 40 marks, remaining 10 marks for the Viva. Here also, design a course instructor's feedback form. Student ID is there, email is there, instructor's name is there, course code is there. Then some radio buttons are also there. Here also some radio buttons. Then here there is no reset button, only feedback. Only one button is there. So feedback button uploads all the fields data to the database. There is no need for connecting this with a database. Just when you are clicking, just check all the checkings that are given. Then if all are okay, then you can use the post command along with the form. So feedback button uploads all the fields data to the database. Text field should not be left blank. That is a condition. Text fields should not be left blank. These are the text fields. Otherwise, the error message will be shown. This is the second part. Then the third part. Use JavaScript to validate all the fields. Validate all the fields means you have to validate the email address also. Email address, like the previous question. Then use some CSS to style your form. So in our syllabus, in that text, in our text there is no CSS is available. So align the labels, put a background color to your web page. That, but there is no CSS in your text. Then write a JavaScript code or VBScript code. Write a JavaScript code or VBScript code to prompt for an input string and return a substring of the given string. So this is the second question. Write a JavaScript code or VBScript code to prompt for an input. That means you have to collect some input, that may be happy birthday to you, and return a substring. Again you have to collect the second string, what substring that you want to return, that you should collect from the user, and from the main string you should return the substring. For example, the main string is happy birthday to you and the substring is birthday. Then what you want to do, you want to extract the birthday from the main string and display it. If happy birthday to you is the main string and the substring is Arun, that means that Arun is not there in the main string, then you should display an error message, this substring is not there in the main string. So this is the second question, and again we are loading the third question. S3. Two compulsory, 40 marks, 10 viva. So design a course registration form which will have the following fields: name, this is text field, ID number text field, email is there, then program code, it's a select or combo box, then course is also like that, then payment mode, radio button, then reset and upload buttons are there here also. So reset button resets all the fields to blank. Then second one, entry is every field is mandatory, so you have to check all the fields are entered by the user, so mandatory, otherwise the error message should be displayed. Then use JavaScript code to validate all the fields, means mainly the email field that you have to validate. Then the validation code for email should check whether an email format is applied in the input field or not, otherwise it displays an alert. Then this is the second question, that is create the following table in HTML with dummy data. 5 records should be there, carries 10 marks. The first part carries 30 marks and the second part 10 marks. So you have to create a table with 1, 2, 3, 4 columns and 5 plus 1, this one 6 rows. So I think one more question is there. Two compulsory, 40 marks, 10 marks viva. Design a patient satisfaction survey for a particular hospital having the following fields. First one, patient name, patient's file number issued by the hospital. Then which unit of the hospital the patient was admitted. There should be a pull down menu, and the value inside should be surgery, medicine, all this you can include in that. Then the next one, are you satisfied with the overall treatment? These are the radio buttons. Then are you satisfied with the medical facilities in the hospital? Radio buttons, the same line. Then overall comment is there, one submit button is there, no reset button. Submit button enters all the fields data to the database. Use JavaScript to validate the fields. Text field should not be left blank. The code for validation, the patient file number should be check whether the input field is alphanumeric. So while we are entering the patient file number here, it should enter only alphabets and numbers. No other characters should be entered in this patient field. So you have to validate it by using the JavaScript. So next one, write a JavaScript or VBScript code for subtracting a substring birthday from the given input happy birthday to you. So these are the 4 questions that are available in the IGNOU website, and Now we are discussing it one by one. So this is the feedback form. That is the S1 question. Answer for all the questions. The answer for all the questions are there. I tried to do it and I will explain it for you. First one, I want to connect my keyboard and mouse to my interactive panel. So it's connected. So first I will show the output and then after that I will discuss. So that we can discuss the questions. So this is the first question. Design a feedback form that rates a particular website. Okay, first one, feedback form. That is the main heading. Then please fill up the form so that we can better our service. This is the thing that I added. Then the question part, first thing, there should have a bullet. Then information available on the website. This is the information available on the website. Then very good and satisfactory. The next one, here also one bulleted part over here. Then overall experience using the website and a colon. Then very good and satisfactory. Then next part is the comment part. Then your name, your address, then email. Then registration number is here. I used it from for the last question. So then submit and reset buttons are there. Submit and reset, upload, or any that you can use. Then reset button removes all the data entered in the text area. Then JavaScript to validate the fields. Then the validation code for the address field should check whether the email address is applied in the input field or otherwise it display the alert. Then write a VB script for pull down menu. This is the pull down menu. Okay. So first we are submitting the form by clicking the submit button. So then it will check, please rate information available on the website. So this is the information available on the website. Here also we want to rate. Here I gave good. Then I try to submit. Then it will display the message, please rate overall experience using this website. This is the overall experience. So I click the OK button and give satisfactory or overall experience. Then I try to I am trying to submit it. So please enter your comments. So here it asks to enter comment. So here I am giving test comments. Then again I try to submit. It asks please enter your name. So here I am giving one name and again giving the submit button. Please enter your email. So here I am giving the email ABC and give the submit button. So invalid email. If there is nothing in this field, then it will ask for enter the email, fill the field. If you are entering an invalid email, then it will ask invalid email. So here I am giving in ABC@BB. Again submitting. Invalid email. There is no dot. Here I am giving a dot. Then again trying to submit. Then also it is invalid. Then I am giving after the dot only one character I am giving. Now also it is invalid. So I am giving IN or .com. Then submit. So this is the first part. Again I am using it for a register number. Register number should only be alphanumeric characters. It's for another question paper, the race number should or something should enter as an alphanumeric character. So here also I am trying to enter plus and minus symbols. It is not alphanumeric. Race number should only be alphanumeric characters. So here I am giving ABC, then one plus symbol. Submit. Again it asking for alphanumeric characters only. ABC and 1, 2, 3. ANC 1, 2, 3. Then submit. Now it is submitted. So when we click the reset button, then also all the fields should be clear. Here I am using reset. It's okay. Then this is the pull down menu, and here this is the second part, extract happy birthday to you. Extract birthday from happy birthday to you. Here I am using extract birthday. So birthday is extracted. In the second thing, extract any substring. So here I am using hello. How are you? So when I am giving the substring as R, it is case sensitive, ARE. Okay. So R at position 9. So hello, how are you? R start at position 9. A of R start at position 9. Again I am using the same thing. Hello, how are you? And I am giving one name over here. This is not the substring. So it will display the message substring not found. And the last one, create the what is the table. These are the flight number, departure time, arrival time, fare. Then 5 columns. You want to enter, 5 rows of data. So this is the output. This is the output part, and I will show you the programming part or the scripting part. So for readability, I saved it in Microsoft Word, and the program, the HTML program that I can send for you later. So this is the first part I will explain. So first, feedback form. This is the scripting part that I will explain later. So here we start with HTML. First part HTML. HTML is here. HTML head title feedback form / title. So this is the title, feedback form / title. Then after that we start script language equal to. Then that I will explain later. First we want to discuss the design part. So this is the design part after /script. Again here we close the head part, then body h1 feedback form / h1. All of you are familiar with h1. What is that? That is the first heading level, h1 to h6. So this is the first heading level, h1. We used h1 over here. Then feedback form. Then P, you know the use of P means put a paragraph over here. If you are using, instead of P, if you are using BR, then the feedback form and please fill up will be come together. So if you are using P, then it will put some space in between the first line and the second line. Okay, P. Then here we use H3, heading level 3. Please fill up the form so that we can better our services. That is, please fill the better our services. Okay. Next one, here we are starting the form part. Form name equal to feedback. So here we start the form part, that is FORM. Then we should give a name for the form, that is name equal to, within double quotes you can give the form name. Here we used feedback. Then method equal to post, you should use the method, that is post. Then action equal to null. Here we are not using any type of actions over here. If you want to send it to an email, then you can use this action with email address or XML code or anything that you, or if you want to save that into a database, then you can, that's the backend part where we are saving this data. Here we are not saving the data. Then on submit means when we are clicking this submit button, what we want to do when we are clicking this submit button. This submit button and reset button is part of the, these are the part of this form. That's why on submit means when we click this submit button, what we want to do, return validate function. So this validate function will be called when we click the on submit, when we click the submit button. So we use it by with on submit equal to, then within double quotes you should use return, then the function name. Here we are not passing any arguments to the function, so just empty parenthesis validate function. This is the first part. Then put a P, means put a new line. Then here unordered list, UL. So what's the use of this UL? Putting this bulleted symbol, we are using UL, unordered list. Then LI means list item, information available on the website. Just I pasted it in Microsoft Word and changed the font size, the colors for readability. I just changed it. The HTML file is also with me, that I can share with you. So when we are typing all these things in this notepad, it is not possible to change the font size. It's possible to change the font size in all the characters, but it is not possible to change this font face color. So I just copy paste it here in Microsoft Word and change for readability all these things. So LI means list item, information available on the website, colon. Then what will happen? UL means it will put this symbol, this bulleted symbol, and list item. So the along after this bulleted list or bulleted point, it will display the text over here. Then this is the end of the unordered list. Then here we used definition list. Why we are using here definition list? Definition list that we are using here, the definition list that we are using here for putting some indented space over here. So very good, before starting this very good, it will put 5 spaces before this very good. So that's why we are using this definition list. Along with definition list, the first part is definition heading, that we avoided over here. Here we only use the definition data, DD, very good. So it will print very good. Then we want to insert the radio button over here. So input type equal to radio, name equal to info rating. So information available on the website. So info rating, this is the feedback form. So we use info rating. Then value equal to 10 means what? When we are using this very good, then the value for this very good is 10. And we change the value of good and satisfactory also, different values. So if you are using, if you are saving it to a backend, then if you selected this very good and click the submit button, the value will be 10. And so what's the use of this NBSB? A non-break space. NBSB means if you want to put a space, then if you are using multiple space in between two words, it will not be treated as multiple space in HTML. If you are using multiple space, HTML will take it as only one space. If you are using 10 spaces in between two words, then HTML will treat it as one space. Otherwise, we should use the pre tag. So if you want to put spaces in between words or in between tags, what we can simply use the ampersand NBSB, means non-break space. How many space that we require, that much of ampersand NBSB semicolon should be used. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 space will be put over here after this very good. So here after very good, 4 spaces will be printed over here. Then after the space, sorry, not very good, but this radio button, after the radio button, it print 4 spaces in between this good and this bullet. Then after that it will print good, that is good in the same line. Then input type equal radio, name equal to same name. Info rating, you should give the same name, because we can select only one item from here, either very good, good or satisfactory we can select. So we should give the same name for all the radio buttons. Then here the value is changed, value equal to, here you should use the equal to symbol. So info rating value equal to 5. Then after that radio button we put 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces again. So in between this, after good, it will print 4 spaces. Then satisfactory, print satisfactory. Then input type equal to radio, name equal to info rating. Here, if you are selecting satisfactory, the value will be only 1. If you are selecting good, then the value will be 5. And if you are selecting very good, then the value will be 10. Okay, this is the first part. Then here we close the definition data part. This is the definition data part opening. This is the close tab, and this is the definition list closing part. So the first part, this is over. This first part is over. The next, again unordered list. I am not explaining this overall experience using this website. This is overall experience using this website. Unordered list, that's why it put a bulleted mark over here. Then we close the unordered list. Then again definition list DL, definition list, because we want to put some space in between this very good and the margin. So this one very good. Then input type, here also OXP rating, there info rating. Here overall experience we use the name OXP rating. The first thing value 10, second thing value 5, and last value 1, same as previous. Here we close the definition data and definition list. The next one comments, this one comments. So comments, then put 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces NBSB in between comments and this text. So here we use, because it's comments, we use the text area instead of text. Text area means by using text area we can specify the rows and columns. If we are using text, then we can use only one row. If you want more rows, then we should use the text area. So text area rows equal to 2. That means we can type here 2 rows that we can type. Each row contains 22 columns, means 22 characters we can type in each row. The name of that text area is comments, and here we close the slash text area. Then again put a P for putting a paragraph. In between we want space. So then next one, your name, it will be left aligned. Here you use definition list, that's why it put 5 space or 1 tab space. Here we not use that definition list, that's why it will print or the leftmost side. So your name, then 5 spaces, then input type equal to, after printing this name it will print 5 spaces, then 4 spaces. Input type equal to text, here we use the text area. Here input type equal to not text area. Text area means less than sign, text area, rows, columns, name, then slash text area. So if you are using text, then what's the difference between this text and text area? In text we can use only one row. In text area we can use multiple rows. So input type equal to text, then name equal to username, and value equal to null. Here there is no value. If you are using some value, it will be printed over here. The next one, P. Then next paragraph, email. Then after email we put, I think, around 10 spaces. So because all the text boxes should be in the same order, that's why I used space in between. The next one, after email, input type equal to text, name equal to email. This is the part. Then P, this is another thing, that is register number, REGNO, put some space. Then input type equal to text, name equal to REGNO, no value. Then after that, put some space for aligning this reset button in the same column in the register number, email. That's why I put this much of space. over here. There is another way for displaying all these in particular align format. We can put it in a table, but I have not used this table over here. So next one, P, next line, then here also some spaces over there. Then input type equal to reset, value equal to reset. So after this register number, put a space, then some values over here, reset button and submit button. So input type equal to reset, value equal to reset. What value that we are giving will be displayed over here, R capital letter, R-E-S-E-T. So here input type equal to submit. This is another type of button. When we are using a type submit button, then when we are clicking it, there is no code required for clearing all the values that we are entered. So just give the type of button as submit. Then value equal to upload means what we want to print over here. That we can the value here, the value equal to is missing. That's why it's printed submit only. So value equal to upload means the upload will be printed over here. Upload the what we are giving the value, that value will be printed over here. Then department. This is the department text, same line, paragraph. Then the same line, use select name equal to department. Here we are using select and n select / select. Then we are using option, OPTION. Select name equal to department, size equal to 1 means it will display only one item over here. If you are using size equal to 2, then what will happen? It will display 2 items over here. And if you are using size equal to 3, then one time we can see 3 items over here. So here we used 1, so 1 item will be displayed over here. Then option value equal to cardiology. What we want to print over here, that is the value part. Sorry, what the value that we want to save while we are submitting it will be given in value, and what matter that we want to print over here will be given after this greater than symbol. So this is because this C is capital and this C is small. Here it displayed capital. Cardiology is not here because I used 2 I's over here, OPTION. That's why it's not displayed over here. So next one, ophthalmology. This O, capital O, so that is printed over here. And option value equal to dermatology. And dermatology D is displayed over here. D, ENT, all caps, in value it's all small. Then gastrology. So then close with / select. Then here we close the /form, the VBScript portion that I will discuss later. Then next one, happy birthday to you. This is the text printed over here, happy birthday to you. Then input type equal to button, value equal to extract birthday. What we are giving in the value part will be printed over here. Extract birthday on click. When we click on this button, what will happen? It will call the function extract. No argument that we are passing. Then here I used one inline script over here. That is, normally we are using the script in head part. Here I used in body part. How we can use it? That's why I use this inline function. This way that we can use this inline function or inline script in HTML, embedded script. So if we want to use script in body part, then what we want to do? Just write script language equal to JavaScript function extract. This is the function. This is the function code, and this is the extract function definition. So here I used var str equal to happy birthday to you. So str is the variable, and the value in str that we stored is happy birthday to you. Then here I used one function, that is substr. This is the variable equal to str dot. This is the str contain this happy birthday to you dot substring. Substring that we are using in a JavaScript for extracting some part from an overall string. Extract some substring from an overall string. So substring, this is the starting number. So there are numbers starting with 0. So H is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Starting from 6th position, that is B, 6th position up to 14 we want to extract. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 up to Y we want to extract. So substr is a variable str.substring of 6, 14. Then after that we extracted the birthday to the variable substring substr. Then we printed that by using the alert function. So alert this variable substring. So after running this code, the substring will extract birthday from this overall string and save it to the variable substr, and by using this alert we displayed the substring. I think it's clear. The next one, input type equal to button, value equal to extract any substring, that is this one, extract any substring. On click ext underscore substring function. So that's also, this one is the ext underscore substring function. So this is somewhat complicated, but if you are thoroughly going through, then you can understand this. Here another inline scripting language, script language equal to JavaScript. Then this is the function definition, ext substring, and this is the function call. On click, when we click this extract any substring, it will call this function. So here s equal to prompt of enter the string. So prompt that we are using it for collecting some data from the user. The user can enter any data that will store in the variable s. So here we are not using the var keyword over here like this. It's also possible. That's why for showing that I use this type. S equal to prompt of enter the string. Here the user entered the overall string. Then S1 prompt of enter substring to extract. So then again we are here we are using happy birthday to you, and here we use birthday for example. Then the happy birthday to you will be stored in the variable s, and the birthday will be stored in the variable s1. So here I am again using another variable, that is s3 equal to s1 dot index of s1. Then what is the use of this index of function? This index of function is used for finding the first occurrence of a particular string. First occurrence of a particular string means first occurrence position. So s dot index of, this is the overall string, s dot index of s1. So if you are using the overall string is happy birthday to you, and the substring is birthday, then it will locate the first character of birthday, that is B, the position that it will extract and save it to the variable s3. And if s3 equal to -1 means that substring is not there. So for example, happy birthday to you is the overall string, and we are giving Anu is the substring. So Anu is not there in the overall string. So the value returned will be, the value returned to s3 will be -1. So first we are checking s3 equal to -1, then it will display the alert message, that is substring not found, then return false. Return false, if you are not using this return false, what will happen? So all the form content will be erased or resetted. So to avoid that, we use the return false statement, return false. So the substring s3 equal to not -1, then it will print the alert plus s dot substring. Again we are extracting. So index of will extract the first position, first letter's position from the overall string. Substring will extract the string. So s dot substring of s3. This is the first position. Substring means we can extract some characters from an overall string. So we have to specify the substring. First s dot substring of starting position that we want to give. So it will extract letters from s3, that is index of position, s3th position, comma, then how many letters that we want to extract, that we should give over here. S3 plus S1 dot length. S1 dot length means length that we are using for finding the total number of characters in a string. So S3 plus S1 dot length, it's not a function, it's a method. So there is no opening closing bracket, plus it will print at position S3. So this is the code for extracting a substring from an overall string. So you can change this S3 or S1 dot length minus or something, and you can verify. Then here we close the script. Again, this is the part for the table part. Table border equal to 1. That's why we put a border over here around the table. Width equal to 50% means when we are resizing the output window, then the width of the table will be automatically arranged by 50%. That we discussed while we table. So then table border equal to 1, width equal to 50%, table row, then table data, flight number, that it will print flight number over here. Then we close that table data, then it will move to next column, that is, this is the next column. Again, table data, departure time from Delhi, it will printed over here. Then we close the table data, again we start the table data, another table data, then it will move to the next column. There it printed Goa over here. Arrival time in Goa. Then here we close the table data, again new table data opened, it will open another column, and here we print the fare, then table data closed, then table row closed. So one row of information entered over here. So we want to close the table row. Again we want to start a new table row. So this is the new table row. This one. Here we want to print the data like this. This is similar to that normal table, and we want to close that slash table and body and HTML. So here I used the 4 questions, the output for the all the 4 questions I used. That's why used in a single HTML output. So now we are moving to the script part. So here form name equal to feedback, method equal to post, action equal to null, on submit, return, validate function. So when this line executed, it will move, or it will move the function definition of validate function. So this is the function definition of validate function. Here in the beginning I declared this much of global variables. So em equal to document.feedback.email.value. Document dot means the entire document that we are using, document. Dot feedback means this is the name of the form. Feedback is the name of the form. So document dot write means print something in the output window, that we are using document. That means the output window, the browser window, that is document dot feedback. This is the name of the form. So document dot feedback dot email. Document dot feedback dot email means this email address dot value. So before submitting this submit button, we will fill all the fields. So what all things that we entered in this email field will be stored in a variable called em in validate function. The next one, we are at position, that we used for at the rate symbol for validating the email. There should have an at the rate symbol in email. So at position equal to em dot the index of at. Em, what is this em? This is the em. What is em? So the content in the email part, that is em. So em index of at means the first occurrence of at the rate symbol. The position of the first occurrence of the at the rate symbol will be stored in the variable at position. Then dot position means there should have a dot in an email address. So em dot last index of, that means the last occurrence of the dot will be stored in the dot position, because we are using more than one dot in an email address. For example, google.co.in, gov.in. So there we use more than one dot symbol. So the last index of will extract the or find the position of the last dot symbol, and that position will be stored in the variable dot position. Then after dot variable, here I used after dot variable. It's for finding how many characters are there after that dot. Only 2 or 3 characters are allowed in an email address. This after dot only 2 or 3 characters are allowed. So after dot equal to em dot length minus dot position. Length, we already discussed that this length is used for finding the total number of characters. That is length minus dot position. Dot position will extract the last dot position, and after that we are extracting the length minus dot position, and the remaining part will be either 1 or 2 or more than 1 or 2 or 3 or more than 3. Then that will be stored in the variable after dot. The next one var alphanumeric. It's for alphanumeric. Alphanumeric that we are using, I will explain this one. So equal to 0 to 9. Alphanumeric that we are entering 0 to 9. Then this JavaScript is case sensitive, so we are using A to Z small letters and A to Z capital letters. And only including this we are using for plus and dollar symbol, and here we are using a caret symbol. And the delimiter is this slash and this slash is the delimiters. So you can use this as such for checking alphanumeric characters. So these are the variables I declared in the beginning of that validate function. Then after that checking is starting over here. First one, if feedback dot info underscore rating dot value equal to null. So what is this info underscore rating? So input type equal to radio, name equal to info underscore rating. That means this radio button and the second radio button and the third radio button. Any of the radio buttons value equal to null means if any of the value is, so all the values are left null, then what will happen? It will print the message, please rate information available on the website, then it will return false. Return false means it will it does not proceed. It will give the control to the form only. Again this form. So what all things that we are filling will be there. Otherwise, if you are using not this return false, then the content will be cleared. What all things that we entered will be cleared. The next one, feedback dot OXP rating dot value. What is this OXP rating? Overall experience using this website. That is name equal to OXP rating. OXP rating dot value, same as previous. OXP rating dot value equal to null. Then please rate overall experience. Then return false. Same thing. Then feedback dot comments dot value. What is this feedback dot comments dot value? This is text area, row equal to 2, column equal to 22, name equal to comments. Feedback dot comments dot value, that is represented by this one, equal to null. Then alert, please enter your comments. Then next one, feedback dot username dot value. Same thing, username. Here we are not entering anything. Then it will please enter your name. Then return false. Then if feedback dot email dot value, please enter your email. Then return false. The next one, if at position equal to -1 or dot position equal to -1, that we already discussed that -1 means what? It's nothing written over there. At position means at the rate symbol's position is -1 means there is no at the rate symbol. Or dot position equal to -1 means there is no dot in the email part. Or at position less than 1. That means the first data or first character that we entered is at the rate symbol. That is at position less than 1. It is not allowed. Before that at the rate there should have minimum 1 character. Or after dot less than 3. After dot less than 3 means if after the dot there should have minimum 2 or characters should be there. If more than 3, then that is after dot less than 3. These are the this much of conditions that we are checking here for validating the email address. Then it will print alert invalid email. Here we used or. This one or this one or this one or this one. All these fields, all the conditions should be satisfied, then only it will move. It will become true. Okay, invalid email. Then this part is over. Then if document.feedback form dot register regna value dot match alphanumeric. So here we want to check the register number is entered only alphanumeric characters. Alphanumeric characters that we already discussed in the in that variable, alphanumeric variable equal to 0 to 9, small a to small z, capital A to capital Z. So if document dot feedback dot register number dot value matches alphanumeric, means it's there, then it will return true. Else it is not matching the alphanumeric characters. They used other than this alphanumeric characters, then it will print the message register number should only be alphanumeric characters, return false. Here return true and here return false. Then this is the end of the script. Then slash body. Then things. So this is the output. And so I think it's over. I can send this HTML file. This is the feedback from HTML file. I will open it. So this is the complete HTML file.